John 3:31. Qui de sursum venit, supra omnes est. Qui est de terra est, et de terra loquitur. Qui de caelo venit, supra omnes est. He who comes from above is above all. He who is from the earth is of the earth and speaks from the earth or in an earthly way. He who comes from heaven is above all or everyone. Clearly there's a lot of repetition in this verse, so we'll just cover a few basic points. De sursum is a combination of this preposition, de, down from, plus ablative, which we've seen before, and an adverb, sursum. Sometimes it's written instead, de sursum, in some copies of the Vulgate. Sursum is a wonderfully useful word. Here it's corresponding to Greek anothen, from above, down from above. But you might also memorize the expression, very common in Latin, sursum et deorsum, up and down, especially of something moving up and down in a repeated motion. Qui de sursum venit, present tense, and we know that by comparing with the Greek tense where this is a present participle. He who comes from above, and remember we don't need the is antecedent expressed here before qui. We can simply start with a relative pronoun. We've seen that before. He who comes from above, supra omnes est. Omnes, notice, not omnia, which would be all things, but omnes, all people. So John the Baptist here is speaking about relationships between people and especially about the status of the Christ, the Messiah, who he's just told us in the previous verse needs to increase while John the Baptist himself needs to decrease. So he's continuing on in the same vein here. Might put a semicolon here. He who is from the earth, de terra est. Now this seems like a bit of a tautology, just saying the same thing multiple times, but perhaps we can modify the sense, as most English translations do, to say, he who is from the earth is of the earth, is earthly. We can use the adjective there without, I think, being too free. And we can even say he speaks de terra, from the earth, literally, or of the earth. And here we might say the English adverb earthly. He speaks in an earthly way. And in fact, that's what many of the English translations do in this case. Finally, qui de caelo venit, he who comes from heaven, supra omnes est. So you get the feeling here, we're building brick by brick to kind of a climactic statement of identities here, which is going to come in the following verses.